Good morning and welcome to FYI.
Welcome.
Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God.
I'm your host, Rita
And
Fernand.
I'm Sherrod.
And we're joining you this morning, Friday the 25th of February 2022.
Already.
We're almost through with February altogether.
Yep, we are. Guys, let us know if you're getting our sound clearly, you're seeing us well. Good to be here. Friday the 25th. February is gone, folks. February is gone. Pace and power. We told y'all. You got to be on the ball.
Well, we've been looking at a whole lot for the month, but I dare say that at the end
Yes, we have,
at
Julita.
the end of
We
February
have.
will mark the completion of 1 month as FYI family.
It will. Wow,
You know, the time goes by
already.
so fast.
So fast, folks. So fast. We're 1 month older. But we're looking it. We're looking 1 month younger. Good to have all you folks. Welcome, as Rita said, to our morning program, FYI. So glad to have each and every one of you. Such fine people. Such beautiful people.
Like beautiful people like Gregory Scott. Good morning to you, Gregory. And what is it? Jade.
Jade.
I do not
Jade,
know if I got that
Good
name
to
right.
see you as well.
Good morning
Shout out
to
to you, Jade. You go ahead and have a fine day now.
Hey, Beatrice, I know you were waiting in the waiting room. We can't tell Beatrice anything this morning.
Yeah,
she was
she's
there
first. Good to see you there, Beatrice.
Penelope Howard, good morning to you, Penelope.
The whole Howard family as well, not just you,
Penelope saying stay safe, warm, and blessed. Thank you for that, and we hope that you all out there are staying safe also.
Put up a chair with us for another few minutes.
Well, we have so much to discuss with you today.
A lot of things.
Local and international. As you know, in the morning, we tend to balance it a whole lot with the news that we bring to you.
Correct.
A lot of persons have been saying, they just come to the programs in the morning to get
Just want some company. Some of y'all lonely. We don't mind.
That first bit of news also.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't always want people talking. I just want to know there's somebody in the house with me.
No,
how it is?
Once you're in the house,
y'all stay quiet and we can talk.
Once you're in the house, I want you talking. I don't know about Sharon.
Sometimes it's like the quiet, No. As one gets older, we look in the door. We look at Happy Friday, TGIF.
Is that something that men like? Being in the house and just being quiet?
Yes.
Women don't like that,
There's elegance and eloquence in silence.
Women like to hear you speak. Come on. This is a new conflict. We'll continue this conversation after.
Good morning, folks. How are you doing? Trust you guys have had a productive week. When you look back on the week, guys, when you look back on the week, guys, what kind of week have you had? You had a good week? We trust you.
But I had a very good week this week. I must say, you had a lot of times, but there's a lot of
some money.
There's a lot of balance that you want to achieve.
Balance money. Balance money. She make some money this week, man. Sir. Let's buy it.
I played the fifth.
You play the fifth. Guys, we trust you guys have had a good week. Spiritually. When you think some people cross your path and so on, some circumstances come your way, you gotta tap into the Almighty. Trust you guys have had a productive week. I trust you guys made some money too. Money got to make.
Well, that's the only way that persons could survive. That is just the actual truth, because nothing is free. I keep saying everything comes with a cost.
Correct is right.
So,
Correct is right. Including joining this program. So those of you who are now joining us, ensure you share the program. Y'all come Beatrice and all the other boys, and they get locked in. They're listening to me. They're watching the cartoons, how it fall. They're watching the monitor. If FYI is brighting up, they're looking at Jurita makeup, Shahir, when Shahir same yesterday, what color she wearing today. All those things, y'all listening to us. But before you get into all of that, guys, ensure you share the program. We want other persons to receive the content. Just like you. Y'all want to be fast all by yourselves. No, let us be fast together. Right, let's drink water and mind other people's business.
Vashti, good morning to you,
Vashti. Is it Vashti Magnot from Waterloo, Canada?
Yes.
Same Vashti from the side street by the back corridor?
The same Vashti.
Slowly piling up, same person.
Hope you're warm.
Yes, Vashti. Hope things nice by you. Andrew, Vashti and Rupert. Say hi to Rupert for us, Vashti.
Where you see shared all in this business. I don't know Vashti.
It's the same Vashti.
It is.
Side corner, Waterloo, by the back street.
Same Vashti.
Say hi to Rupert for us. Good to have you guys all with us, guys. So ensure there are hundreds of you who've joined us already. It'd be nice if you share the live stream. We know some of y'all people and y'all won't be able to share the lives because you don't want some people to know you're watching FYI.
But that's just so terrible, right?
It's so
That's really
terrible.
bad. Oh my God.
But the people are
Come on. No. You know, a lot of persons have this little fear, like if they go out and if they share the live stream, you know, people, oh, you watching FYI.
You're watching them boys and girls. But folks, we is who we be.
We are. And once you're your own person and you control your own life. My friend used to say when we were in high school, you know, once somebody don't rice you, they can't be controlled.
Nobody don't rice, but yes, rice the program.
So it can't be controlled.
You rice the program with your partnership. Alex, so if we watching other programs, y'all got worried.
Well, that's very true.
But y'all here with we be here with y'all. That's how we rolling Friday, folks. You all have a nice, quiet, easy-going Friday. Don't take on no stress. Ease into the weekend. Easy like Sunday morning. Let it be a Friday.
Good morning to you, Norris. I see Norris joining us.
Norris who?
From New York.
Norris from
Roger Norris.
Roger Norris?
Yes.
The same Norris that sent me the small busy last time? and the purple maroon shirt? The same Norris? Norris, the shirt take my nice boy. You see?
He said he's watching you lovely folks.
Good to see you, Norris. Good to see you. Norris is a fantastic guy.
Yeah, Norris is good people.
Especially when he sent me a small piece. Fantastic. Good to see you, Norris. Good to see all you other folks who are joining us this morning. And please, guys, your mental health. Don't take on stress. Don't take on how to read the hair fix. What color she wearing.
I tend to like my hair. Come on.
You know, in a.
I like my hair. Come on, guys. Be nice.
Huh?
Be nice.
And what? I knew orange.
What's orange?
I knew.
Don't get wild, Sharon. Don't get wild.
A while up, folks. A while here. Right? A while here. The guys in the back telling me we should have to advise you guys to share. That's the signal we're getting. Look the signal to share. So when you all see the signal, it's not the breaststroke. It's the share stroke. Share, the guys are saying. Encourage them to share. So no words, just share.
I swear to you, I swear to you, that couple seconds will be clipped and I'll see it circulated somewhere on social media.
Right?
So let me just be nice.
This is share, right? This is share, and this is smash the emoji button. smash the emoji button.
You're gonna make me laugh like cry.
And smash. Those are the signals. Watch for them.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead, Twitter.
Now that Sharon has completely thrown me off track with my thoughts this morning, I'm going to try to remember my train of
Share
thought.
and smash the emoji button.
And as I continue to say, as regards sharing, and we come on and we encourage you guys to share, but it's a very serious aspect of actually getting the information out there that we're bringing to you, because it benefits us not if we just have this one unit of people that just watch religiously, but we are only doing what we need to do if we can expand that base of listeners and watchers.
It's actually a unit of people. I'm certain you have never been described in your life as a unit of people. But here's the economist. It's in your blood, you know. In our blood. You start talking numbers, you see a different posture. A different person or alter ego comes out. The economist. You unit of people watching us. You unit of John David.
I can't help
unit of Andrew Cuthbert. Unit of who's the other fellow there? Folks, I know looking young, but the eyes are coming out.
Oh my God.
Sandra Jones and Maureen Copping, unit of people.
You have to say Maureen Coppins Williams, and I said Williams because I don't know what is going on with Sharon this morning. Oh my God, listen.
It's Friday, folks. TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We've had a hectic weekend. I'm certain some of you guys in the diaspora working 2 and 3 jobs. Some of us are here too. We working at the gas station for a couple hours in the nights. We gone back to the public sector during the day. trying to make ends meet. You know, y'all had a hectic week.
But so many persons, so many persons have been actually reaching out and sharing their experience.
I can't finish my sentence.
We'll come back to you. So many persons have been sharing their experience. I'm actually picking up on something that you were just saying about working 2 jobs actually right here, right now, because they don't have a choice. So it goes a lot. It shows a lot of what is going on right now. You can continue now.
And then folks say just to help, partner with us and to help keep our programs going, they take a 3rd job. They just do it. They just do it. They take a 3rd job. Guys, we're so happy to be here with you, and we're so happy that you guys are here with us. Why don't you, as Rita said, share and smash.
So Adam Henry is saying you need a TV station.
I need a TV. Yeah, folks, we're going in that direction.
They have to tell us that they're not giving it.
We are going in that direction because, we heard recently the vice president says he has an open door policy. He helps people to get things. So we're going to apply, right, and see what our luck is. We're going to apply for a radio license. I'm very serious now. We're going to apply for a radio license. We're going to apply for a television license. And we have to build our own studio. Right now we are in other people's spaces, but we need to build our own. So those are projects for the near future. Our own studio that we own and we manage, a television and a radio license. So I'm happy that you brought that up.
Yeah, most definitely. And that is a true level of democracy. We'll test the level of democracy that that government so often speak about.
So, and we can test some of y'all now. Penelope, you share the live stream. Glensis, Mingo, Burn, partner, you share it. Adam, Henry, Lativia was up with business yesterday. We see you there. Diane Mitchell. I wish I had the bell from in the ring here. Glensis, Mingo, and Gavin Liverpool. You guys, we're testing y'all now. We're testing y'all. Did you guys share the live stream? Y'all smash that emoji button there, folks. Good to see each and every one of you here with us, guys. And we are so, so happy that all of you have joined us this morning. What's on the morning trend? What's trending this morning, Jurita? Besides your jacket. besides the Anub orange.
First,
I gotta watch it while I know. But be inclusive here. Be inclusive.
Listen, this hasn't no one part in Scotch dominate any color good.
We could.
And I dare say if Anak is doing orange, they probably take it from my jacket. They took it from my jacket.
It's a unit of color.
Correct.
Right ahead. A unit of people.
Oh my God. Well, the first thing we want to touch on, we like to celebrate when young people are doing well.
Correct is right.
In this country. And the first thing we want to celebrate is one of our athletes from the Golden Jaguars. So the guys can just pull that up for us. You said the Golden Jaguars player Curtis Kelman has signed a 1-year contract with the United States of America football team Kansas City 2. And we're so proud of
Kelman.
We've been speaking about it. If persons would recall, we speak about our athletes and how the challenges that they have in actually performing because of the limited resources that they have. So, but he has done extremely well, and if persons have been following him, they would notice that he has been marking his name present and doing phenomenal things when it comes to football altogether. And anyone that knows me know that's the only sport I actually follow.
He resembles the Italian guy. What's his name?
Which Italian
the Italian footballer who made his debut in the last World Cup. Fantastic young man.
Same
fella.
Your brain.
I'm seeing him. I'm certain that our viewers can pull up that guy's name. He plays for Italy. I think he plays for Italy. He plays for France. Young Afro is Afro-American. What do you say for French? Afro-French. Fantastic player, but congrats nonetheless to Cortez Kelman. It's really good to see our young people advancing like this.
Most definitely.
Pace and power, Cortez Kelman, as you advance and go on to play for this fantastic Kansas City team in the US of A. And perhaps, Drita, when we have some time off, or when we take the show on the road, we can go and see Cortez Kelman play for Kansas City.
And we need to have very, very productive
We got things. We got the things. We got the visa and so on. I think me on the FYI. We got the visa. Nobody, red mark the visa.
We haven't done anything
So
out
when we go
of the way.
when we go on the road, when we take the show on the road, when we take FYI on the road, thanks guys. When we take FYI on the road, we are going to you see what Cortez is up to, right?
Yes.
But it's good. It's good, Dave. Now, so Dave, it is good to see our folks advancing so well and young people. I feel empowered when I see young people pursuing their passion.
We have to celebrate youth.
Yeah.
And I've been saying that we need to push into the direction of sports more. Sports have a way of unifying people all together. There's only one time that you see an entire country come together is when it comes to sports. Everyone rallies around like national teams and so forth, because that's like identity. And when I see Cortez Kelman, first of all, I love the name Cortez. If I had a son,
I thought I was quite old.
I love the name,
but very modern again. Cortez Kelman. But again, best wishes to Cortez.
Super congratulations.
And all of our young people who are really out there and excelling or on the way to excellence. Because I think all of us are like that, young people on their way to excellence. You know who else we haven't had a chance to really catch up on is our young tennis player. What's her name again? Chelsea Edgel. The guys
Chelsea.
Chelsea was involved in an accident along with another
on Mandela
footballer. And I'm glad I don't have an update on him. It's good to see Chelsea has been posting photographs, says that she's back in training, she's doing well, and we want to say, congrats to Chelsea on such a speedy recovery, and we want to wish her all the best, and also young Cortez Kelman going forward. Our young people must be given the tools to excel, and then just be given the space.
Chelsea made us super proud as a country at the last Olympics.
Correct.
She did us extremely proud. Guys, were
and all the other folks there who have been out there excelling and flying our national flag very high. Respect and manners to all of you. Yep.
Okay, so as we move along, guys, we just encourage you to continue again to share the live stream. Make sure that the information is being disseminated.
Yeah, share the live stream. Andrew Cuthbert, Pamela Thomas, Kieran Hughes.
Are you not going to show symbol?
Smash the emoji button. Smash and share the live stream.
I swear I've seen this clip somewhere, some meme or something.
Share the live stream. Good to have all of you with us. But recently, Jerita, I know this is Jerita hometown now. This is very sensitive.
Oh, Lord.
Because your whole posture and her posture.
Oh, my God.
They're going to change. Because recently, guys, was Bacchanal in Bartica with the real bells of Region 7 of Bartica.
Oh,
and we're picking this up, of course, from the In the Ring affiliate program, which someone on the set here happens to host that little program. We're picking this up from In the Ring, guys. The real bells of Bartica. Recently was Bacchanal in Bartica. I know Jurita hears from that. What is the word? That
beautiful
real estate there.
That amazing, splendid location.
Splendiferous.
The most beautiful place to be in Guyana.
Yes.
I mean, it is the most unique location for anyone to ever visit.
Next to Linden, of course. Next to Linden,
Linden can't compare and contrast.
And
I'm sorry.
Beautiful Demerara River running through there. Next to that. But folks, if you haven't seen what has been happening in Bartica, right? I think, listen to me, mining could take a back seat. You put the bells in a ring, and Bartica could start booming as a tourist destination. Just for sports, as we on sports. It's not by mistake we have come off of Cortez Kelman and we into the real bells of Bartica, because we're still on sports. Because there was a bit of boxing there. What do you call the new form of martial arts? The very fancy one now that they do.
I don't know.
It's gonna get.
I do not know what you're talking about.
Same thing. But it can be a real sport in Bartica. Guys, help me. What is the fantastic It's the kickboxing thing that they do now, man. What's the name of it? The kickboxing martial arts thingy. It's huge.
I'm sorry, I don't.
UFA, something of that nature. But you all get what we're talking about.
If the UFC?
UFC, thank you. I thought you didn't know what I'm talking about.
No, but I thought you were talking
I thought you didn't know what
That is not
about.
new. That has been around for some time.
But it's more popular now. That could be the thing for Bartica. That really now puts Bartica as a country by itself. Like how Russia wants these provinces in the Ukraine to be independent countries. Bartica could be its own country with its own UFC.
I don't talk nonsense.
Right?
Venezuela wanted to claim that land. Don't go down that way.
Thank you, Dave. I think these guys could be onto something. Now, I could see, let's say you have the region and the municipality in Bartica having an issue. No, I can see you throw Kenneth in a ring with who's in the region? Who's at the municipality? What's his name?
Gifford Marshall.
Gifford Marshall.
No.
You throw them in the ring, and you say, "No, solve this problem."
Those are my guys. I'm sorry.
Just teasing folks. But some real action was in Bartica recently as regards the bells. I think, Judy, you know a bit more of the story than I do.
Well, actually,
exasperation.
Yeah, it comes to the side because listen, these are people that I know. I grew up like as a child under them. So when I saw the videos circulating on social media, I looked again, and I called someone to confirm that this is it. It is what I'm seeing. Because at some point I saw, like in the video, there was Clarence Bell, and he had a screwdriver in his hand, and he was charging.
He was going to do some work on his
nephew, some work on his nephew. So, and I called someone and I said, no way, this can't be Clarence. I'm like, yeah, it's Clarence, because persons that do know these people, like the Bells don't fight among each other, period. So it takes like, it's like a different, well, publicly, exactly. So it takes a different turn, it gives a different light to what is going on. And we can note that like one of the persons in the video is Stephen Bell, and Stephen Bell, we can speak of Stephen Bell's involvement, and Stephen Bell is the counselor, the PPP counselor, the RDC in Bartica. He is also sitting on the board, the goal board at the national level. And he is also the president of the Speedboat Association.
The Kickboxing Association.
No, so what persons, a lot of people don't know, and I can speak to this matter, and I don't have any apologies for how I said. Like, there's a lot of complaints when it comes to the association and the way in which it's managed, because the Bells, the Bell family altogether, they basically control the association.
They do.
And I think that even the two brothers that had that dispute among themselves and their children, I think the dispute stemmed from their children, actually, and then the parents got involved. That's based on my understanding. It is alleged. But the situation that is presented there, I mean, yes, you'll have the fight, but it's a very serious thing that you're looking at. You're looking at a situation in which Bartica Speedboat Association have a system in place with Stephen Bell as the president, and his brother Clarence Bell, the one with the screwdriver, is actually the secretary to that.
And drink screwdriver.
To that, the secretary to that association, and then they have the others, there's children now in there that all of them have their boats.
The Bells fighting.
So it is alleged, and I'm going to say this because I wasn't there, right? It is alleged that the issue that transpired actually is that a boat was going to Perico, and the boat broke down not far from Bartica, so it's turned back. So guys, how anyone that knows the situation, how the boat system works, the boat breakdown, turn back, so another boat is to took the passengers to Perico, and that was one of the Bell's son boat. Took the passenger, but when he took the passenger there, that is his turn in effect. But what happens, he came back and he sought to take back the turn that he had. But he's not counting that as his turn, which is not so. That is his turn that he took. And when he came back, there was a dispute now between him and his cousin, and this both started loading at the same time. So basically, it's like a fight for passenger kind of affair going on. The whole purpose, for persons that don't know, the whole purpose of the association is to monitor such things and to have a system in place that persons are not like on the park snatching passengers and stuff, like they snatch the passengers for the bus and all of those things, but the boat load in a uniform manner, one at a time. You load, you go, you load, you go. But then there were two of them loading together, and then that's what resulted in this whole chaos.
clearly a breakdown in the system.
But I have to say, even looking past the fight, the association needs to be fixed. It cannot continue to be managed like that. You cannot have a family running at Speedboat Association for the entire Barticle.
It's a family association.
No, it doesn't make sense like that. It's structured. If you were to go, and I dare say...
Well, but the conduct of these two gentlemen, both of them should step down immediately from the association. Immediately. If this is the conduct of the president and the secretary of the association, both are brothers, clearly... they don't understand leadership and they should step down. Their own actions, they are disqualified by their own action. But that being said, folks, look at some of what we picked up from our affiliate program In the Ring, of which somebody in this set happens to be the host of that small program. This is what transpired in Bartica quite recently.
Watch out your back. One by one. One by fucking one. One by one. One by one. Catch them one by one. Yo, I am stuck. Yo. One by one, I'll catch you.
What's going on here, boy? This other man's family man fighting.
One by one, boy. One by one, boy. You fucking boy.
brothers come this side, they got an incident of one station this side.
Just wow. Just wow.
I'm disappointed to say the least. I'm very disappointed with actions. And persons must note where that was taking place is actually the Stelling, the Bartica Stelling. So transport and harbor Stelling to be correct.
This is the president of the boat association and his brother who is the secretary, and then the other family gets involved. So this is that is egregious at the Stelling where they work and they have supervision over the other boats. That is one thing. And then the matter moves to the police station. And clearly the police has no handle on this or refuse to even get involved, because you could hear one policeman saying, I ain't getting involved, I ain't part in no fight.
But what is my thing is, what is the consequence to those actions? And we've been speaking about it. We say that people act in a specific manner because there's no consequence. And if they do not see any consequence coming, then they'll continue to act in that manner. Passengers were there in boats waiting to go. The system, the actual transportation system was disrupted with all of that you saw there. And I want to say this because, again, I'm from Bardi, because I have a lot of intimate knowledge when it comes to this whole setup. I want to say that at one point in time, there was a report that was made to Maritime that of one particular boat, when the boat was going and it broke down, it came back, a report was made that the boat was involved in an accident and Maritime ground that boat, and it was completely false. It was a complete lie. So now that you're seeing all of this transpired right there on the Transport and Harbor Stelling at Bartica, with none other than the president and the secretary of the association, a matter that resulted from the actual regulations that should be implemented being defied by the very people that should be enforcing it. And what is the consequence to all of that? That's the big question.
I'm very happy that you mentioned that. What should be the consequence? You pose the question, because there's consequences that should be flowing from the boat association, because this is the conduct of the president and the secretary, both of which are from the same family, sadly. And then you have also the consequence that should be flowing from the police for the conduct in the police station. When you are fighting in a police station, I mean, something is wrong with that. Well, you respect the law and authority that is there.
I haven't had a chance to check in with what is going on with the police station as yet, but definitely, of all the places that you literally seen a fight played out right in the police station, right in front of the lockups door. You can see the door there with the sign lockups. What is going on?
UFC Bartica edition. UFC.
And I see the women in there. One of them I know very well, one of the wives from one of the gentlemen there, and trying to just get things under control.
Yeah, this is the husbands fighting. The nephews, the sons, one big bacchanal in Bartica.
Yeah, but we need to stress on there must be consequences. Put aside the fight between family members. We're talking about a speedboat association. There must be consequences for the actions. There must be consequences for the action that resulted in that dispute and that fight altogether, right? Because the association is there with one particular mandate. And people, I always say that there's safety in numbers, that they need to speak out about these things. And all their boat operators in the association, they need to let their voices be heard. Those persons are muzzled, their hands are tied, it's shackled when it comes to the way in which the association is operated. And I can say it confidently because I know it to be a very well fact. No one can dispute what I'm saying. It is a fact. Persons have been complaining about this over and over again. This is not a new situation, but what you are seeing is that persons that effectively lock persons out, muzzle them by not having them a part of this decision-making body. They have effectively made it and created such a system that they are in complete control. So if there's nobody else to fight, now you see the fighting themselves.
Yep. And while that's happening on that front in Bartica, the sugar industry got its own fight ahead. The sugar industry, we see what's happening at Gaisuku in particular, the Almora estate. And day by day, we see information coming out, not so much from the government. You have now a source telling Starbuck News and this morning's edition that there is going to be no more sugar from the Enmore estate, no more sugar for Enmore estate. And again, the company, this joint venture company that is now going to be taking on the managing of the sugar plant, they told the nation yesterday that they were just leasing the plant of itself and they were not leasing the whole estate. But now, as Starbuck News being told from a source high in the government, that's what the report said, high in the government, that there's going to be no more sugar for Enmore estate, which means that they're going to lease out the rest of that real estate there, perhaps to other folks, or perhaps the rest of it to the very joint venture partnership that is going to be leasing the sugar packaging factory there at Enmore. Again, this government not dealing with this issue very frontally at all, because you know what? You know what? The promises that were made and shame. Let's call it for what it is, folks. Let's call it for what it is. They've gone back on their promise. They've broken their promise. 18 months in, not a sugar estate has been reopened, and they have promised to reopen the sugar estates. We have been through what the Minister of Agriculture has said. What is his name again? Zulfikar Mustafa. Again, the promises that were made, we're going to open it. We're exploring the ways. We're in the process of reopening the sugar estates. 2 years in, not one sugar estate.
It's deception. It's blatant deception, and when we call it as it is, that's what it in actuality is. They went to the people and they said to the people that they were going to be reopening the estate, knowing full well that they could not reopen the estates. But they went and they were deceptive to those persons. They went and they lied to those people. So all the persons that are out there in Berbice that's looking this morning, everyone that knows somebody that was believing in that promise and that blatant lie, that blatant act of deception, there it is for you, playing out before your very eyes, that they had absolutely no intention of doing that, and they are going full speed ahead of doing everything contrary to what was promised to you. So every time they take to the podium and say we are fulfilling all our manifesto promises and those things, say, point it out. This is what you promised. This is what you stood on the podium and said, and you have not done one action geared in actually pledging that promise.
And you know, Twitter, more than that, this is active citizenship. So the same way we all were critical of the last administration, you give praises where praises were due, and you were critical where critique was necessary. The same way all of us got to be very, very critical of this administration as well. And in the very same way, if you find that good things are being done, you say kudos to you. But if you find in this case promises are being broken, and these are fundamental promises, these are things that go to the heart of the PPPC, because they believe with all the fibre of their being that they can manage the sugar estate better than anybody else, and you can't tell them how. But if this is how you go about doing it, by silently selling out the estates with the workers on it, then something's wrong with that.
I don't believe that they believe that.
I think that is tantamount to trafficking in persons.
I don't believe that they actually believe that they know it. That's what they say. we keep saying over and over again. They go and they say the right thing, and then they go and they do something completely opposite to what they say. Yes, they go out there and they say that they are best at managing sugar and all that, but they know that their track record has shown that they have not been managing it effectively. They know, and I dare say, I'm going to get a little technical, but they knew that we were going to lose the preferential market for sugar and the preferential price, the higher price that we were enjoying, that we were not going to be enjoying no more, because they were warned years in advance of that. They know that money was actually given for them to diversify.
Yeah.
They know that the money came to Guyana. Where is the money today? No one's asking those questions, So they knew that this day was coming.
And we're going to follow that. We're going to continue to follow it.
But you know what I didn't see?
To point out as well.
You know what I didn't see? Yesterday morning we spoke about the fact that Gahu should be meeting with persons. I believe it's Guy Sukon Gahu. I can't even remember. But what I
said is more form than substance.
But actually, I'm missing all the reports this morning from that meeting. I don't know if did you say anything?
It does. If the meeting happens,
exactly. That's my point. That's my point.
We've concluded that that's more form than substance. If the administration is selling out and more estate, then that's what's going to happen. And Gaisuku and Gao is just going to fall in line. They're just going through the paces to say we engage with them and we don't like what they're doing, but
we need to point out that it's not happening. Those meetings are not happening. Well, to the best of my knowledge, if it did happen, I dare still let them come forward and issue statements saying that this was discussed and this is the way forward.
That is right.
You just don't have meetings. Where's the transparency in the whole system?
Correct.
Right? You don't come to the media and say that you're going to have a meeting and then you have it and don't say anything to the media back again.
And
there's a system of transparency.
We're going to continue to follow that. But also happening, folks, also of grave concern. Just as the sugar industry, the promises that are being broken, what's happening on our roads, folks? The sheer carnage on our roads. And just within the last 48 hours, we've had about 4, if not more, accidents. Right? We just pick up on the ones that are sometimes make the headlines or that are reported. But and we said last evening on the other program, our affiliate program in the Ring, that post-Mashimani has been a bloody one. Whether what's happening in the Ukraine, or what's happening here right on our roads, the loss of lives, yesterday there was a streetcar smash up at Schooner, there was one at the Kendron, there was one on the East Bank, and just last evening, another accident on the East Bank, but this time a little closer to home for us who are members of the National Assembly, incidentally, because it is a staff from the Parliament who was involved in this accident when his SUV slammed into a truck at Friendship on the East Bank. And by God, guys, just yesterday morning we were here, just last night as well, and I think also on our affiliate podcast, we were talking about how we should be using the road responsibly. And we have some footage coming out of this accident on the East Bank, and then we're going to talk about who is the young man who sadly lost his life in this accident. Take a look at some footage coming out from the East Bank. Welcome back, and for those folks who are now joining us, that is some footage of the carnage that is happening on our roads, and more specifically an accident that occurred on the East Bank at Friendship just overnight. And again, our thoughts and prayers go to this family.
Yeah, and the one that, like Sharon rightly said, that this is closer to home for us as parliamentarians, because the individual that lost his life in that accident is none other than Michael Monroe, and he is the head of the library department of the Parliament of Guyana. So this is someone that we would have interacted with. After yesterday, I saw him. It's just crazy. After yesterday, I was at Parliament, and I actually saw him there yesterday. All bright smiles, usual person, light-spirited. And then who would have known, we keep saying, everyone just use the road with more caution.
Yep. We don't have a full sense of who was right or wrong and all that here, but we have a responsibility, all of us, whether you're a pedestrian or you're a motorist, to use the road with caution, with more care for the other road users that we are going to encounter on the road. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the family of Mr. Monroe, our colleague working there for the Parliament of Guyana, as you just said, a really, really horrific accident there on the East Bank at Friendship.
Yeah, I believe that I'm not sure how we're going to be moving forward with this bit of news, but we definitely be bringing you any update on the matter. But the footage is all we have for now. And again, like Sherrod said, we sympathize or sincere condolences to the family of Michael Monroe. He served this country well.
Yeah, and our admonition is to arrive alive. That is our admonition. That's been our encouragement in this program. We got to slow down. We got to use the road with care. Look out for pedestrians. Look out for cyclists. Look out for motorcyclists. Look out for your motorists. And let's just use the road with caution all along, folks, so that we can arrive alive. I don't think you could have an event that you say it will be good if I end up dead, or if you're going to your funeral. That is, but we got to use the road with caution. We got to use the road with caution. Let's think for the other person. We always say you gotta drive as though you're the only sane person on the road. We gotta think about the other person so that we can all arrive alive. Guys, arrive alive, please, please. And another sad story we're following. Thanks, guys. Another sad story we're following is this 13-year-old that lost his life when he, along with his father and family, went swimming recently at the Jubilee Resort. They were celebrating the father's birthday, and we learned that the father always goes to Jubilee Resort to celebrate his birthday. The mother says she didn't know they were going swimming, and when she did find out, she asked the dad not to take the son swimming. He promised he would not take the son swimming, and sadly, that didn't happen. The family went to Jubilee Resort over the last 48 hours. I think it was on MASH afternoon, I think it was, or just thereabout. And sadly, young Ray Stewart, 13 years old, lost his life. He drowned at Jubilee Resort. And of course, you can imagine the community they hail from, the family. They're in such pain, they're in such grief and sorrow. Take a listen to young Ray Stewart's grandmother and then his mother talk about this experience.
This is my daughter. Her name is Donnet Stewart. She's a retired member of the Guyana Defense Force, and she's now working at the veteran home. She was married to Ray Stewart Sr., who is the father of Ray Stewart, the deceased. They are now divorced, and in the divorce order, I have it here, it's stated here, that she has full custody of the child, and he has visitation rights. His rights are that he gets this child every other weekend, half of the school holidays, and any public holiday at her discretion. On the 23rd, which was MASH Day, it qualified him for a holiday visitation. He had wanted the child the day before, but the child normally takes online classes. So the mother told him you cannot get him before 7 o'clock. He came around 7:30, but 6:30, and he collected the child, waited until the online classes finished, and then he collected the child and they left. My daughter was at work. She saw him when she was coming back from work. He was going out, and she said, Junior, she slowed down the car, and she said, Junior, be careful and safe journey. And because he and the father, they were walking out, and they left. Yesterday now, it was the 23rd, she was at work again, and she received a call telling her to get down at Diamond right away. Something happened to Junior, and it seems as though he mightn't make it. The veteran home is still in South, so she called home here, and my brother and one of my other daughters, they went down to Diamond just to view his body lying there, pronounced dead on arrival. I'm the type of person that I do not believe in untimely death. So, we decided, well, perhaps that was Ray's time. But what we're worried and very much perturbed about is that the father never, ever called my daughter to say that, well, what transpired. Anything we hear is if we hear it from, Facebook or so, right? And this is how we pick up one or two things.
I think my mother missed out that he never mentioned to me when he took my child that he was carrying him to the creek. My child told me, he said, Mommy, Daddy said, let me walk with a short trunks. I said, for what? He said, Daddy said, we're going to the creek. I immediately text him. The text is here. I immediately text him and I asked him not to take him to the creek because he cannot swim. And I don't want him to go in any water because he cannot swim. He replied to me and he said that it would be okay. Jubilee have a pool for children. And he's responsible enough, he can take care of his child. So I want to know if this is the responsibility the father have. My child is dead. And I'm blaming Jubilee as much as the father for this.
Very, very, very sad as we hear the grandmother and the mother speaking there, the pain in their voices, the loss of their 13-year-old Ray Stewart. And I believe we also have some footage of his sister, Alana Stewart, and she made some comments on that. So take a look at that, guys.
Yesterday was my daddy's birthday, and we all went up to the Jubilee because last 2 years we were there for his birthday too. So he said we will take a trip there again. So the previous years my brother didn't went due to certain stuff, but this year he got to come to celebrate together, right? So we all went into the pool. And we all were swimming, but we know he couldn't have swim, so he was into the little children pool all the time, right? So he leave and said he's going up to get something to drink, but I didn't check up to see if he come in. Nobody didn't see him come in or nothing. Then my daddy came and he said, "Where is Junior?" So I know to myself, he said he's going up to get something to drink, but I didn't see him come down back. So then my daddy started calling for him to see if he's under the bed or anything. He didn't respond. My daddy leave and went to the washroom to see if he's there. Nothing. Mine and everybody's in the pool, but nobody didn't saw Junior come into the big pool. When my uncle checked, he saw somebody at the bottom of the water, and when they checked, it was my brother.
Very, very sad. Very sad.
Mercy. Our thoughts and prayers are with this family, as you can understand by what you heard, wrapped in grief.
13 years old,
Yeah.
And I heard, I listened to the mother speak, and she's showing the messages, and she's saying, you go in here, there's water, he can't swim. And then sometimes, persons, I don't want to weigh in too much on the comments between this, but as a mother, I think I know exactly where she's coming from.
Yeah. Our thoughts and prayers again with the entire family, the community, that mourning the loss of young Ray Stewart, just 13 years old. Folks, in other news, we are watching what's happening at the Extractive Industry Oversight Body, EITI, where Dr. Rudy Jadupat is being moved. Dr. Rudy Jadupat is being forced out to make way for Prem Mazir, who is the administration's choice to replace Dr. Rudy Jadupat. And as you know, Dr. Rudy Jadupat has performed sterlingly, I think it's without question, as head and CEO of, I think it's the coordinator, I think that's the position, of this Extractive Industry Oversight Body for oil and gas and mining and all that. Is that kind of oversight? Again, they want transparency, you want accountability. This is the body that provides that supervision for the extractive industry. EITI, and it's the EITI Guyana affiliate. It is an international body of which they are part of. And there have been strong condemnation for moving Dr. Rudy Jadupat from this post, because again, if you're talking about independence and transparency, you don't want to put your own folks there because you can be you can be accused of bias. And as a matter of fact, Dr. Rudy Jadapat said that he was asked to do several unsavory things on behalf of the government in that position, and he withstood them, and he believes it's because of that they can get him to sing to their tune that they are having him removed. And this morning we're picking up on the issue that he's being sent on early leave.
Ahead of the action to actually move him. And one of the things I want to point out on that is the fact that none other than, I believe it was Irfan Ali that spoke at the International Energy Conference in Expo, and one of the things he highlighted in basically speaking towards transparency and providing evidence of their transparency and basic accountability, he mentioned that EITI, there's EITI, there's so many bodies out there that is going to be overlooking this. And simultaneously, as you say, EITIs, you're speaking about EITI doing that, simultaneously you have mechanisms in place that is breaking down the guardrails even in the body itself of EITI. So that is a level of transparency that they intend to bring.
And I'm happy to mention guardrails, because that is the function really of EITI and other similar institutions, that it provides, again, that oversight to the executive. It provides that oversight to the extractive industry specifically, because you can't supervise yourself, basically. So you have this international body that has an arm here who provides that oversight to ensure that there's a level playing field. All persons are playing by the same rules. But of course, if you don't want to play by the same rules, you're going to want your man to be in there so that you can get done what you want to get done.
If you want no transparency, if you want no accountability, you're going to put people in place that will do what you say and how you do it. And when you say jump, they will simply reply, how high? And that is what we see going on there right now. So EITI, with this grave mischief that is happening there right now, EITI in the future, whatever EITI does, is going to be questioned by the Guyanese people.
Correct.
Because when you remove the export, you remove someone that has been doing a sterling job at that organization altogether, someone that is the expert in what needs to be done, and you're removing that person. You do not want transparency, you do not want accountability, and everything moving forward that is done, you cannot come and brandish EITI in the future as the body that is overlooking this. No, you cannot. We will not accept that when EITI is being gutted in this manner at the highest level, at the helm of the organization.
Basically, you are skewing any independent outcomes, any independent decisions that could emanate from EITI.
Exactly.
And as we're talking about breaking down the guardrails in our country, we have been following across our programs what has been happening under this current administration. And take a look at some of the other entities and bodies they have not established as yet that also provides that oversight function, that provides that transparency function, that supervisory function in lots of aspects in our country that are needed. And again, the talk is very flurry and all of those things, but the practice and the actions fall way short.
The talk is usually trust us.
Yeah, trust us. But here are some of those bodies that are yet to be established that provides that kind of oversight function. You've got the Judicial Service Commission, has not been appointed as yet. Jarita and Peggy Russell Elias, Terry Ann Grenville. You have the Public Service Commission as well, has not been constituted, has not been operationalized under this new administration. You've got the Teaching Service Commission, right, which means that the minister can appoint anybody that they want to appoint, the subject minister. The Teaching Service Commission has not been reconstituted. Jennifer Jones Crawford, did you know that? And Pauline Austin. What about you, Donna Barry? Do you know that? The Teaching Service Commission has not been reconstituted. Those bodies provide significant oversight functions. You have as well the Natural Resources Fund Board. The act was passed. The board, coming out from a specific committee, should decide which projects the money
Most definitely.
And then the board provides the oversight of the spending. All the money has been spent by the government that came from the sale of gas on the international market. We said there was about 600 and something million US dollars, close to $1 billion US. All of that has been spent in this or appropriated by this last budget. And the board for the National Resources Fund has not been constituted as yet. Then there's the Petroleum Commission, Churita. Of course, if you got oil and gas, you have this very important body that should be established. It is yet to be constituted.
They have no intention, I believe.
And then you've got the Integrity Commission as well, which has not been constituted. So it's like you have this boat called, or you got this ship, leadership. There's this ship called Guyana, and lots of the crew missing. Lots of the crew missing.
Even in addition to that, we are still working. The opposition has been working day and night on making sure that the Public Procurement Commission is also set up. Because we personally we had to push this through to the media, and there was this whole back and forth. But so far, we have gotten we have come a long way in actually having those forces there. So that is only at the stage.
But it has not started meetings yet.
No, but that is at the stage right about now to go to the National Assembly. So persons out there that's listening, just know the Public Procurement Commission is at the stage. The motion was already put together, and that is to go to the National Assembly for the vote and for those commissioners to be sworn in. So we have to keep pushing.
That's one step, but the administration has no regularity with which the National Assembly meets. So you appoint the members, but
correct,
they aren't approved, they aren't ratified by the National Assembly, and so you still at square one. You got members, but they have no authority to meet and make decisions because the decision that was made to appoint them has not been ratified by the National Assembly. So we still at square one. Thank you, guys. And then further afield, guys. As we wind down our program today, we look at what's happening in the Ukraine and the Russian invasion, the full scale war that has been declared on Ukraine. That's happening on the international scene. So a number of issues we have to grapple with. We've had to grapple with this week. A number of big issues, and of course, the big one internationally, Dave, is the Russia invades Ukraine. That's the big one happening now. Yep. And we've been walking you guys through on all our programs what has been happening there. More recently, we saw this comment by Barack Obama.
A lot of statements coming out from leaders throughout the world. A lot of statements asking for peace, asking for Russia to pull back. We see that all over. Barack Obama made a very lengthy statement, I believe.
Yeah, and this is just part of which, he talked here about the brazen attack on the people of Ukraine in violation of international laws and basic principles of human dignity. Again, a very lengthy but strong statement coming out.
Yeah, when he spoke about it, and I just want to read it, he said, last night, Russia launched a brazen attack on the people of Ukraine in violation of international law and basic principles of human decency. Russia did so not because Ukraine posed a threat to Russia, but because the people of Ukraine chose a path of sovereignty, self-determination, and democracy. For exercising rights that should be available to all people and nations. Ukrainians now face a brutal onslaught that is killing innocents and displacing untold number of men, women, and children.
Yep. And then we have, closest to home, Twitter, a statement that was put out by CARICOM just yesterday. And again, rather, this is a statement by Mia Motley, this one that we're seeing here, that's put out on behalf of the Barbadian government, and again, repudiating the actions of Russia in Ukraine. This was one put out by the Barbadian government, and then there was also one put out by the CARICOM community yesterday as well, just to give you a sense of some of the Caribbean leaders or organizations that have spoken out against this invasion, this war of Russia on the Ukraine. A very strong statement here by CARICOM, again condemning the military attacks and invasion of Ukraine by the Russian Federation and calling for the immediate and complete withdrawal of the military presence and a cessation of any further actions that may intensify the current perilous situation in that country. In addition to that, Jurita, we saw also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs initially in the course of the day yesterday issuing a short statement, but then moving to a very longer statement. And in this statement, they were calling for the immediate cessation of military action in Ukraine by Russia, among other things. And we said there was a shorter statement earlier on in the day yesterday. They followed up with a longer one. But I think the statement aside, what concerned a lot of people was the posturing of the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Guyana with the ambassador of Russia to Guyana. And a lot of persons didn't like the body language here, didn't like the facial expression of our Minister of Foreign Affairs, you thought, in this engagement with the Russian ambassador yesterday. One lots of commentary that we got suggested that he needed to be a little more firm, a little more serious, given the kind of statement that was issued. They said the posturing of the Foreign Affairs Minister suggested that they were about to type a deal for exports or something like that. There was this smile on the Foreign Affairs Minister's face. And this is just one of the photographs we have. There's another one also, which even the Russian ambassador seemed to be smiling, and persons were very concerned about the body language and the signal that sent. You had a statement saying one thing, but the body language of our Foreign Affairs Minister, you thought, and that of the Russian ambassador conveying something else. All of these things matter in international relations.
Everything matters, and I think when we discuss what is going on between Russia and Ukraine and geopolitics, the complexity of geopolitics altogether is not something that we can just go through haphazardly. So basically, persons do look at it, and everything. Messaging is very important, and especially when you are sending out statements and you require the weightiness rather of the statements that you're looking forward for, and all of that.
Just tied up a deal for mutual cooperation, and when you look at just the body language and the facial expression,
well, I know a lot of persons. Well, I can say a lot of persons. A lot of the responses that's coming from Guyana altogether. I know persons were, Guyanese. I think a man said it best that Guyanese find a way to laugh through very serious matters. And one of the things that they were trying to laugh through is when the statement was issues like Guyana, we should just stay in our corner with this because we don't have anything close to any power that is required to get involved in those. Like I said, the complexity of geopolitics is not something that you can just deal with on any simple level. And I know we have some foreign affairs experts that will deal with it. And the politicians, put the politicians aside. When it comes to international relations, we have some experts in the background that actually does the heavy lifting with those things, and we rely heavily on them to making sure that we have amicable solutions, and the way forward is painted and drafted by those experts and not persons that are just put in political seats for politics' sake.
Yep. And that's our time for today. We're going to keep following. Definitely, we're all following what's happening in Ukraine.
But we need
this assault in Ukraine by Russia. And definitely, we're going to keep following what's happening on the home front in relation to that. But that's our time today, guys. That's our time. And we trust that you guys are going to be going off to have a restful, peace, and productive weekend as well. And you find some time for yourself. Be gentle with yourselves this weekend. Slow down on the road, folks. Be responsible if you're attending events.
Guys, it was a pleasure being with you again.
It was indeed. Tamara, Dow, Andrew Cuthbert. It was a pleasure.
And Pauline, what is it? Chalmers,
and
yeah,
Andrew Cuthbert, Sandra Hanover, and I see Maureen Chester Paul is here. Alia Waldron. Alia, I haven't seen you in a little bit. How are you doing there, Alia? Really good to see Alia and Peggy Russell Elias. And I see
Donna David. Donna David is with us. Shelly Mosley. Hey, Shelly.
Here too. But we see hundreds of you guys watching us. Hundreds of you are watching.
Well, it's TGIF, and I must say that when I'm off for the weekend, and I will not be back on until Monday morning at 8 a.m. I know Shelly's going to be back with you this midday at 12 noon for Below the Belt, and then again this evening at 8 p.m. for
it's open mic.
For In the Ring. However, I will not. I'm going to be doing the TGIF from after.
She's going to be being gentle with herself. But as you guys are on by the hundreds, share.
I'm making sure that I'm in good posture for this piece because God knows that this is coming as a meme somewhere.
Share the broadcast. Share and then smash. Smash these.
How do you smash like that? In all fairness.
It's just to get in the stroke. It's for lesson smashing. Yeah, this is if I bring this much. So guys, it's great to have each and every one of you here and show you should give us a share. And also, guys, partner with us so that we can do more of these programs. We can keep the lights on, we can keep things going. We got several platforms available. We got the Cash App platform, we got the Zelle, we got PayPal, we also have MoneyGram, we got MMG, we got Western Union as well. Several platforms in which you can partner with us. You want to know how? The number you want on WhatsApp is 627-6963, 627-6963 if you want to partner with us, and we can tell you how you can use these apps. And guys, please come on board and partner with us.
Thank you all for being with us. It has been a great morning this morning with you wonderful folks out there. Continue to go
Have
out.
a fantastic weekend.
Be safe. Please, guys, when we say be safe on the road, we mean it from the bottom of our hearts. Be safe on the road. It's for your own safety and the safety of the other persons using the road as well. So be safe. Make sure that you exercise every method of caution and care as you go out into the roads. I know there's a lot of rain falling again this morning, so the roadways are wet. So be sure to do what you have to do. And like Sherry is saying right now, I mean, please get familiar with these symbols that symbol is for you to share, and also to smash that emoji as we go along. We hope that we have put a smile on your face and we have started your day off on the right note, and that our positive energy is actually transferred to you guys, and you're going to have a great day. So thank you for being with us once more, and see you back for FYI on Monday. And you can join Below the Belt at 12 noon and in the ring at 8 p.m. today. Have a good one, guys.
Stay safe.